have the lovely Nicola from All About the Outfit back here today. I don't know if you will remember, and Nicola's kind of like on my side, but the video up here, I had my colours done in December last year. We were working this out, weren't we?
Yeah.
It was like December?
We thought it was October. We thought it was longer than that, but
it was
even
like a whole year, but yeah,
ages ago.
I had my colours done last December, and I thought it would be really nice to touch base with Nicola again and sort of discuss how that has affected my fabric buying and sewing practices over the year since having those done. We thought very quickly we would go through one of the sort of like things, the drapes. Yeah. That's the word, isn't it?
The drapes, yes.
Technical term. I thought we'd go through the red drapes again, because for me that was when I first saw the proper like difference. Yeah. When we first started, I was really struggling. It was one of those ones where it's just like you're not used to looking at yourself.
It's quite a daunting thing when you have to look at yourself and look at all your, basically we're looking for all the blemishes and dark circles. You're looking for all the pieces that you normally try and cover up. So to ask a client to do that, it's really daunting.
There was the hair back, glasses off, no makeup. So I've cheated a little bit today. I do have makeup on, but after the red drapes, it was when that became super obvious to me that it was just like, I can see it. I can see exactly what you're talking about. So we thought we'd do a quick refresh of that, and it gives you kind of like a very quick insight to what you can expect from some of your colour analysis appointment. So when I had my appointment done last December, Nicola was only offering in-person colour analysis, but
I can now do these virtually as well, which is super exciting. So it means it's accessible to so many more people out there, and there's only two slight differences really. So basically an in-person is obviously that, so I can be here and I can actually physically drape you with the fabrics, whereas digitally or online, basically you send me a photo of your barefaced. I do send you mine first. I never expect any of my clients to do anything that I wouldn't be prepared to do myself.
I was going to say, I love that. I didn't know that.
Yes, I do. I send you my photo first so that you can see exactly what I'm looking for, and it's all described on there as to like, I need to have it barefaced, a clear shot of the eye as well, that I can zoom in and see exactly what's going on with the very inner detail of your eye. It's all absolutely fascinating. I could talk about this for such a long time. But basically we then pull up your photo on screen along with a lot of questionnaires and a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes as well, and then basically have your photo on the screen that we're both looking at, and then I have the digital drape. So instead of like a white cape, there's a digital grey one that I put across you, and then I place all the different colour, I want to say fabric swatches, it's digital swatches of colour across you, so you can then see the difference. And it's amazing actually how much you can still see the difference even digitally, so super helpful. So yes, it's available to everybody basically
worldwide,
globally,
which is another reason that we're doing this video today, because I initially found you because I decided to have my colours done. Mum had been raving about it for years. She had hers done in the late 80s, maybe even the early 80s. She still has her colour swatches in her book and everything.
You never let go of them.
No, I just googled and found Nicola because I was looking for Isle of Wight. I paid for my initial appointment, but today Nicola has come back because we are just working on a couple of collaborations. This is the first of a few videos we're filming today because we have some really exciting things coming for you. Hopefully, I think they are. But yeah, we just wanted to kind of like refresh on what to expect from appointments. So I get the... Do I have to take my glasses off?
Yeah. Glasses off.
I have got makeup on today.
Gorgeous white cape going on.
I cannot see a thing. I've had my glasses on all day, so I'm literally like now blind as a bat.
So you might not see what we're talking about, but hopefully you, the viewers, will actually be able to see what I'm talking about. So it'll be interesting to know.
Last time you came, I didn't put my glasses on all day so that I could see what was going on. Now I'm just like...
Right, I'm just going to literally tuck your hair in behind.
Yeah, stark white's not good for me.
As you can see, we've literally drained all the colour from your face.
Even with makeup on.
It in. It's amazing though, isn't it? Even with the makeup on, you can see.
I wish I could.
So basically we have here, so we've got the 4 different colours of the red here. So normally when I drape a client, I would always drape them with the green and the reds first because they're the most telltale signs where I as a stylist can see, as well as my client will be able to see between the 2 different shades. So as you saw there, they're all actually really similar in shades, but they will tell the difference between the 4 seasons. So I think you've got your full video on there for all of the details if you wanted to watch how the colour analysis was done. That's obviously something that you can watch the whole video of, and obviously, you know, all the information that goes with it. But just to show you between the 4 seasons, so we have the summer drape, which is this one. So what we're looking for is any detail underneath the eye, and it's always easier to see when we take the drapes away. We have got this winter drape.
I did notice that was much easier to see when they
come away. It's odd, isn't it? Yeah. And then we have the spring. And then we go, it's your facial expressions. And then we have the autumn. So it's all the different seasons that we've got there. So most people will fit into one. However, it's not uncommon for people to sit between seasons as well, because a lot of the colours actually cross-reference across all the different seasons. So it's to highlight your best colours and what is the season that you are, basically. So we start taking these away. So what I'm looking at here is I'm looking at what has this done to Sian's complexion? Has it evened her out? Has it drained her face of colour? Has it uplifted her skin tone? Has it created any shadows underneath the eyes? Has it enhanced any lines? We don't want that. No. We want to decrease any lines that we have coming on our face. We want it to basically highlight, even if we had no makeup on or we were feeling a little bit under the weather that day, we want the colour to really help to emphasise our best features. You want to wear the colour, not the colour wear you as well. So that's something really important. A lot of people think like, oh, if it's a bright colour then that hides everything. You want to see the face first, not necessarily the colour. So if we start pulling this one away, so I can see this one already, and we look at Sian's tone. Skin tone's very even. We look very healthy glow with that one. So we come off to this one, and now we've got that lovely pinkness come back in the cheek. So we've got that colour coming through on the cheek. And if we come to this one, okay, so we've lost a little bit of the pinky tone on the skin now on the cheek. We're starting to look a little bit darker around the eyes. And when you come to this one, which is the biggest one, I can already see you shaking your head. She knows this one doesn't even look right.
I can't see it, but I know.
Yeah, this is completely, so now all of a sudden we see Sian's hair first. So it then has completely drained her face of colour. So this one we know 100% she's not. So now I want to show you the difference between these two reds, which is the winter, and the spring, which in person, they're actually very similar to each other, but there's a very slight difference. So we've got this shade, and then we come to this one. So if you can see that, I can see that. I'm hoping that's come across on the camera.
I thought it did last time, so that's why I said to do
fingers
the red
crossed it's come across. But again, when you look at it in person in front of the mirror that we've got in front of us, you can very clearly see it. So we've got here, we've got a very healthy glow to us. Here we've just greyed a little bit on the face. It's not giving you the vibrancy that this does. This we look vibrant and alive and very healthy looking. And then here's a very slight difference. It's just not quite right. So we definitely are a spring, whereas the difference between the orange and the red, so I'll pop that one on. So these two are the warmer shades, being the spring and the autumn. So again, I love how healthy your skin looks with this orange, but it doesn't make your eyes pop. It kind of, it's nice, but we don't want just nice. So you could wear this colour, but when you do, but when you come to the red, it just gives life back to the face. So we already know you're a spring because we've done the full colour analysis, gone through every single colour. We've gone through your questionnaires, we've looked at vein colour, we've looked at eye colour, every single thing that we go through to actually determine the colour.
Yeah, jewellery as well.
Jewellery, everything, like, we have gone through every single detail, because that's obviously what we do when we do an in-depth colour analysis, whether that's virtual or whether that's in person. We cover everything, not just based off of 4 drapes. But I'm hoping that you've seen a little bit of a promo as to actually what you can get through that. And demo, not promo.
This was literally just to kind of give you like an idea of the sort of experience that you would get, but also for me these were the ones that were the most obvious. I can see again.
Always helpful.
So I mean, technically I am wearing a dress today that's kind of nearly got all of these colours in it, but it is more on the bright vibrant side than it is the cooler tones.
Yes, definitely.
And it's definitely necklace has gone awry as well, but yeah, it's definitely something. I love this dress, and it always makes me feel happy when I put this one on. So that is kind of like a very kind of basic intro into what to expect from a colour analysis appointment with Nicola. And once you've had it done, it's with you for life, isn't it?
It absolutely is, because you then know like what your best colours are, what ones are going to make you feel amazing. We also go through the colour psychology as well, because colours all have individual meanings of how they can make you as the person wearing them feel, and the impression it gives to everybody else around you, and how that vibe actually influences how someone else feels around you. It's such a fascinating topic that, as you can tell, I go off on when I'm taking over the show here.
It's totally fine. We've literally been chatting for hours before we start filming, to the point where it was like, are we going to have anything left to say?
Yeah. Like, what are we saying? So we've covered everything off camera.
We should have just stuck the camera up in the corner and like, but editing that would have been.
It's the problem when you both get on really well. You're like, we've got to actually record this at some point rather than just chatting.
But you do it based on skin tone and eye colour as well. So I could change my hair colour, and you will go through like sort of like makeup and hair colours that would work for you as well. I mean, technically, I would imagine this is not something that
I would advise you be going something lighter, but again, it's such anything to do with style and colour. Like, yes, you can know the perfect things for what to wear for your body shape. You can wear the perfect colours to wear, which are really important to know. However, you have to take into account your individual style. So if this is your hair colour that you really like, that's great, go for it. Like, you always looked amazing with them, because you have some of the, we already know from doing your full colour analysis that you actually suit some of those winter colours as well. So you can actually get away with wearing some of them. So Sian's somebody that does sit in between the colour palette, so you can lend colours from other palettes that you know work for you, and those are the ones that actually cross in between. So it can get a little bit complicated, but to keep it simple, it's a very personalised thing. So everybody is different.
That included in your appointment is a fabric swatch card. So you've got here, you will have seen in the thumbnail, but this is like, again, this is exactly the same spring palette, and you can see there's so many more colours in this one, but this is on paper, and then we've got this one on fabric. Now that I've seen that, I want that one too. But I've been showing this in videos quite a lot over the last year, and I've had loads of people say, oh, just because it's on there, it doesn't mean to say that you know, you can't just wear these ones. It's not at all that, is it? But it's just to give you kind of like a good base.
Yes, these are your best colours. So if you want to go out on a day, or if you're creating an outfit and designing something for yourself, then you'd be thinking, you know, I've got this event to go to, I want to absolutely look and feel amazing. Always opt for one of the colours in your colour palette, because you can't go wrong. Even if it's, you know, you've had something come up and you're like, oh, I didn't sleep a wink because I was so nervous about going to this event, and you've got darkness under your eyes, when you wear your correct colours, that will always automatically give your skin an absolute boost. And that's why it is really beneficial to wear your colours within your palette. But you're absolutely right, if you've got a particular colour that you love, I am never going to turn around to a client and say, well, you can't wear it. It's just tough. That's it, you have to say goodbye to that colour forever. Who does that? No one. And you can still wear them, you just wear it away from the face. So you could create a skirt from it, or trousers, or a lower neckline top, for instance. Just make sure it's not right up against, like, you know, I wouldn't suggest like a roll neck like this, for instance, if it wasn't within your colour palette.
And that was the other thing that Nicola does as well, was going through like ways of wearing colours that you love but that aren't necessarily great for you, but how to put them on and how to style them so that you can wear them, enjoy them because you want to, but also still keep that like brightness in your face. So I thought that was really interesting as well. Now, like I say, 14th of December, I have been highly influenced by the appointment that I had. I have been I've actually even bought a second one of these, because I've now got one in the sewing room and I've got one in my handbag, so that I don't forget to have it whenever I go out. I've got a couple of piles of fabric in front of me, some from the stash and some that I've bought this year. The ones that I've got from the stash are ones that aren't technically spring colours or good for me colours, but there were ways. I showed them to Nicola earlier and she was like, oh, we could do this, this and this, so we thought we'd go through those with you as well. I did say to Nicola, like, if you looked at this selection of fabric behind you, what colour would you, or what season would you say the person is? And your response was
I wouldn't.
There's too many.
There's a collaboration, because obviously this is months, if not years, of build up of different years.
Many years.
Because there's a lot here. This is only, if you were stood in this room, this is only some of it. So there is a lot of fabric in here. So of course, you know, like anybody does, you find things that you like, the look of the prints especially. I mean, some of the prints you've got are amazing that you can work with, and that's the huge benefit of designing and making your own clothes, isn't it? Is that you can actually pick all these things uniquely for your particular taste of what you like. So of course you're going to have a mixture, because your eye hasn't been colour trained into thinking, oh, actually that's not my shade, so there's no point me buying that. So we still need to make use of all these ones. So that you've got that aren't particularly in your colour scheme.
But there's ways of doing that.
Absolutely.
Actually, what would you say that person, like the top two shelves are quilting cottons, but from down there, second shelf down,
yeah,
would you say that that's a particular season?
Well, you've got some autumnal shades down there at the bottom, but I'd say predominantly between autumn, and you've got a few possibly summer ones in there.
Oh really?
But only those top ones, but it's only because I can't see them up close.
Yeah.
I'd say probably more so autumnal down there.
See, Mum's had her colours done in the 80s and she is an autumn.
There you go, you see. I do know my stuff.
But I'm sorry, I have literally put you on the spot for that one. But that was more of a kind of like, I showed you Mum's wardrobe as well, and you immediately said Mum's an autumn. So this is what I mean by saying that this will stay with you forever, because like I say, Mum had hers done in the 80s, still has her swatches, still goes by it, and she loves what she wears. She's confident in buying new stuff or making new stuff because she's like, no, it's my colour, this is going to be good on me. So
it does have such a huge impact on how you feel as well, and it also helps you to consolidate, if that's the word, or condense the choices, a word like that of some choosing. Well, that would help you to actually be more decisive. That's really the word I'm looking for. To be more decisive on what you purchase pattern wise and print wise, because that's when it becomes difficult when you're mixing and matching colours together, is they sometimes won't, like say for instance like red and green. I love putting red and green together because they're a real complementary colour clash. I thought you were trying to do like, I want to be tall again. I want to be tall. And I even got my flats and I was like, should I go like this or
no, I am wearing a green belt with
you are. So this is a gorgeous like complementary colour clash, having the pink and so either pink or red both going together, mixing against green is a complementary colour clash. So when they're within the same season as each other, look amazing. When you mix seasons, that's when you can put it together and you think, it doesn't quite look right, but you can't put your finger on it. And that'll be why, because you're trying to complementary colour clash two different seasons. So it doesn't always work. And that's when you think, I can't believe she said to wear red and green together. They look awful. And it's like, well, that's because you've got two different seasons. So when you start buying within your own colour season, or at least within warm tones or cool tones, it makes it so much easier for you to integrate those colours into your wardrobe, as well as mix them and interchange them with each other. So it gives you more combinations to work with.
So the reason that I invited Nicola back, or begged you to come back, was because I wanted to talk to you guys about my experience of having my colours done and how it's affected my shopping habits and sewing habits. I have found my colour wheel indispensable, like I say, to the point where I have bought another one, so that I have one down here in the sewing room and also one up in my handbag for whenever I accidentally happen to fall into a fabric shop, which happens surprisingly frequently. I don't know why, but I literally have been taking this with me everywhere I go. If you guys remember, I went to the Goldhawk Road in February earlier this year. I put a video up for that, which again is up there, and I will link it in the description down below. And it's my most expensive Goldhawk Road fabric shopping experience that I ever did, because I bought all of the silk. All of it.
And the whole shop.
But I felt really confident in doing that because I had had my colours done, because I had my colours with me. I had gone into shops, I mean, we all know how often I go to the Goldhawk Road, far too often for someone who doesn't live there anymore. But I'd gone into these shops and looked at these, especially, for example, these two sand wash silks.
Gorgeous. I absolutely love these, and green and pink together is literally my favourite colour clash.
So I had been looking at these for ages, and they were £35 a metre, so they were not cheap. They're narrow, so you need a fairly decent chunk of them if you want to make anything longer than a top. I'd been umming and ahhing, and I decided not to until I'd had the colours done, because I could take this and go, okay, so this one is 100% in the corally pinky section, and then this one is 100% in my greeny tealy bluey section. These are going to be great colours that are going to work for me, so I've invested quite heavily. It was 109.
But they're going to make some gorgeous pieces.
They're going to make some absolutely gorgeous pieces. I felt confident in spending the money on these, that whatever I end up making out of them, because my decisions have changed multiple times for the fabric that I've got, but whatever I make out of them, I know it's going to look amazing on me. And another one, I went into Gold Brick Fabrics, who have the giantest selection of ex-designer fabrics. I've been eyeing up their silks, their £35 to £95 a metre silks, for years now, but never quite felt confident enough to splurge. But this time round, we had a whale of a time. There was about 13 of us, I think.
Oh, really?
We were all in the shop and we were
Quite the trip.
We were all getting the bundles out and then using the colour wheel, all of us,
Oh,
to try
amazing.
and pick out which one was going to be best. And we went for this Dolce & Gabbana because it's got all the blues in it. It's got the greens, it's got the yellow.
Primrose yellow. But again, that goes back to my point about how much easier it is to be that much more decisive, especially like I say when you're investing in fabrics, or once you know your colours, it can really help you to decide like yes or no, especially if you're stuck choosing between two favourite prints and you've only got the budget for one. You think, okay, is it in my colour range or is it not, or is it going to be worth the investment? So just what you said there, like it's so handy.
Yeah.
This is gorgeous. I absolutely love this.
It was so fun. Like I say, there was a bunch of us and it was so fun having the colour wheel to be like, all of us were like, no, look, that one, and then this one, and then this one. And we were, you know, we were literally picking out, I mean, then we all spent money in there, so they didn't hate us, but we were, there was about 13 of us in there all picking out fabrics, and it was just such a nice feeling knowing that I could buy this. I bought enough for a Sicily slip dress, which I still need to work up the courage to actually try, but it's going to look amazing.
Yeah, it really will do.
Whatever I make from this is going to look amazing. I haven't actually bought that much more fabric this year, but the fabrics that I have bought, for example, this chestnut print, which again, totally your guys' fault. You showed it to me during one of the live hangouts. And
I love how you literally blame everyone else.
Oh yeah. No, it's never my fault.
Of course.
But we sat there during one of the live hangouts and they were like, have you seen this print? And I was like,
I mean, that is just gorgeous. That is completely spring all over, isn't it? With the corals, the bright grass green, love it. And then obviously you got, especially coming into the, you know, the colder and the darker seasons that we've got now, it still shows you that even with a bright spring palette, you can still actually get a very autumnal and wintry feel to your patterns and your garments.
Yeah, this one is completely Jane's fault. Now, technically black is something that springs should
avoid. There's
wear.
about 10% of the population that actually suit black. It's quite, we all, I think especially as we grow up, we're told that black is the colour to wear, it's a slimming colour and blah blah blah, and all the myths that go around wearing black. Actually, it's the most damaging colour if you're not a winter palette. It's so damaging to your skin. It can really drain you, it can age you, it can make you feel quite moody, it can make you feel depressed. It also has the other side to it as well, that mysterious side, and obviously you know there is that whole sort of like the sexy side of it as well, with being, you know, the little black dress. Of course there are ways to wear black, and I still wear black now, but I have to have it away from my face. It cannot be anywhere near my neckline, and that's what we would suggest to do, especially with a pattern like this.
This was Jane's fault, somebody else's
but we
fault.
Still love it. Someone else's fault, obviously.
So all the colours on this one are spring colours,
spring colours. Yeah, you've got some spring and autumnal shades in there, which are both warm skin tones, which is perfect for yourself.
So it works really well on the black background because the print is large scale as well, and the background is not the predominant thing that's seen. And I also, as you guys know, I will put a picture up on screen. I made my boobtastic dress with this one, so again it was away from the face, but it was another one of those ones where I actually spent a couple of hours umming and ahhing about this one because it was like, I love it, but it's on black.
But again, just wear it away from the neckline. There's always a way around everything. You just, you know, have to think a bit of planning, a bit of organisation.
If it's not
always a way around everything,
technically your colour, you can wear it,
and that's where the jewellery comes in really handy as well. So you would obviously put like a gold plated, or like we have here, so you've got obviously the bronzy details on here with the green being within her colour palette. So again, it's the first thing that is up against that skin, so it's perfect. So there's ways of being able to get around it.
Getting dressed today was really
She's
stressful.
done very well, and we even said, I was like, we're actually both colour coordinated. This was not intentional, believe it or not, this was not intentional. I showed up in my pink dress and you're like, I was like, oh, look at that, we've actually matchy today.
So the other thing that I was thinking about after having my colours done was this behind me, and it was just like, oh gosh, what do I do with all the ones that aren't me? One of the services that Nicola offers is a wardrobe edit, but she can also do a stash edit. It will be a case of, again, a virtual appointment.
Yes, absolutely.
And she can help you like pare back and edit down your fabric stash to brilliant colours for you, and advise what to do with the fabrics that you can pry out of your cold dead hands and how to actually make them work for you and make outfits or pieces of clothing that are gonna be things that will still look great on you. Just a little bit of thought go into how they get styled. So for example, my best friend has bought me this, which I absolutely love, but again on a black background. Now I specifically asked for this one, and when I showed it to you, you sort of said it was a majority, well,
It's a real rainbow one, actually. To be fair, you have got pretty much every season covered on this. And this is what, because people designing patterns and prints, they won't necessarily be thinking, oh, we better do this for spring, we better do that for winter. They choose colours because of how they look together. So it can be predominantly made up of a lot of different ones, which this one is. But obviously it's heavily tailored towards winter with being a black background. But
I do love
it doesn't mean for 1 minute that you can't wear it.
Yeah.
Especially exactly that. You absolutely love it. So you're like, well, I'm not getting rid of it, even if you told me I absolutely can't wear it. And I would never tell someone you can't wear something. I would say I advise to wear it again away from the face. So why would we not look at making something like either a skirt or a pair of trousers from this, or any type of neckline that is away from the face?
So I've got 2.5 meters of this, and it's a stretch cotton. So I am planning on making a Gertie wiggle dress with a deep sweetheart
Perfect.
neckline, because again that means I can put on jewelry that works. I've got some bright blue lapis lazuli, like really big choker that I think would look amazing with this. And I've got blue heels and a blue belt, because I like belts. I get so many people tell me that I don't have to put belts on.
I love belts. Why would you why would you not put a belt on? I'm sorry, I'm a belt girl myself. But again, we have a very similar body shape, so for us that really works. If we didn't have the belts on, especially for me with a jumper dress, it would just put me in a rectangular column, so I need that to cinch in. But that's a whole other topic.
Absolutely. Which again, Nicola does offer, and if you do follow the link, then there's going to be like bundled offers as well. You can have your body type analysis. Did I get that right?
Yeah, body shape analysis.
Body shape analysis. So yeah, all the different services that Nicola offer will be through that link. Oh, I think it might be actually quite interesting as well, because we are very different in skin tone and like hair colour and everything, but Nicola's a spring as well.
Yes, exactly.
We're exactly the same season. Personality wise too.
Yeah,
which probably won't get on so
definitely.
well.
With how much would we chat and go from one subject to another, and one conversation actually turns out to be 20 different mini stories in between that one conversation.
We've been taking notes all morning as well. It's like, I need to write that down, otherwise I'll forget. Right, so the next one is actually this one, which I thought I might struggle with, but you think actually this is a really good spring.
Because it's an off-white.
They called it Eau de Nil.
Yeah, so this is a classic example of like one which you could look at initially and think it's more of a summer tone, like it's very sort of pale and the pastel colours, but because it's off-white and it's kind of oyster, I think it'll be one that we can just about get away with. And even now, as you're holding it up against your skin, it's not washing you out. And I think because it's got some of the spring colours with the coral and the peaches in here, it's going to uplift enough. So again, it'd be one that I would just be like, let's just be a little bit careful of it. So even if you were to do, say, a shirt and you're going to have like a pussy bow on it, I would say, right, we would wear that bow slightly looser and not, we would want to see what it looks up against. But if it does work, then you could then obviously tie that right up underneath, or if not, we would have that, having it elongated down the body instead. But I think we can get away with that.
So this one, I'm planning on making a Vivienne Westwood inspired kind of corset dress with drapes over it. So again, it's going to be actually quite a cleavage-tastic dress, but when is my stuff not? But yeah, this was another one that if like you'd have told me I couldn't have had it, we would have had a fight.
I would have been kicked out of the room.
Like, no, and it's raining out there.
So basically I'm under pressure here to say, yes, I love it, love it, love it.
But what I loved was the fact that I could show you, because there's a couple coming up that really are not remotely
they're
spring.
not yours at all, no. But
you had ideas for like,
yes,
you can do this with it. So for example, this is the parrot dice in chalk. Now, when you came last time, the one colour wheel, because she puts out all the colour wheels, Nicola puts out all, Cat's mother, she puts out all the colour wheels. You've not heard that for ages.
I haven't actually, no, so that breaks me back. Showing our age now. See? Oh, this is too much.
Yeah, you put out all 4 colour wheels and you were like, which one are you drawn to? And I said, well, I like those 3 but not that one. And it was the summer, and it's not because they're not beautiful colours, but they're all very pastel like pale, just ones that I personally think would be like, oh no, they'd wash me out, and they would. But I couldn't resist this. Now technically, as I say, this is the chalk background, which it's pink.
It's definitely pink. When you said chalk, I'm like, that's not chalk, it's pink. It's baby pink.
When they sent this to me, because they do a pink version of this, I was like, you sent the wrong one, but no, this is chalk, because I double checked, the pink one is pinker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, much pinker. But I had a dress, the 7537, which I've done for so long, and I've actually donated that dress since, and I had it hanging up here, and you were like, oh no, that's a summer pink.
Yeah.
And I thought then that, well, this, and then you saw this one, and you were like, no, you can wear this one. That one, definitely a summer pink. This one
is Because again, yes, so the pink would 100% be a summer, as was some of the black fabrics that Sian's already shown you that has got some of the spring colours within the floral pattern. So this would be along the same sort of lines. I would say yes, predominantly this is definitely a summer toned print. However, we have got some of the spring colours coming through with some of the coral, so it's definitely a summer, predominantly summer / spring one. So yes, again, you can absolutely work with this print and this colour, but just put it a little bit further away from the face.
So we all know how I feel about Lady McElroy prints and 8577s. That's a shirt dress.
Right, okay, yeah.
It takes 5 meters of fabric. It's like the most poofy, wonderful dress ever. But it does have a collar version on it. What I was thinking of for this one is I would do a shirt dress and then I'd pick one of my neutrals here to do the reveal of the collar, so that the collar is a solid in one of my colours that's going to look great next to my skin. And then I've got the rest of the dress, and you can do like a belt to tie in with it, because again I need a belt, but you can do like a matching belt to tie in with the solid that you use, and it doesn't necessarily have to be one of the creams.
I was literally just going to say to you, or to make it interesting as well, to bring out these blues where they're less blue in there, pull out that spring blue, and then you could do the belt with that way as well. And again, you can just go to town with that, and again it's just another colour pop that's, depending on what you want, whether you want a more neutral tone to it, great, go for that, but making sure that that ivory is next to your skin tone, or pick out one of the colour pops from here. And again, it puts another interesting twist on your design that somebody else might not have necessarily thought of.
Yeah. One of the things that I've discovered from doing the couple of challenges, because I did a separates challenge again, but for my warm weather clothes.
Yes.
I hate wearing print on my bottom half if my top half is plain.
Yes.
I don't like it. As much as I keep saying I'm an hourglass, I'm a very bottom heavy hourglass, especially at the moment. And I think that helps emphasize it. So as much as, like, if you love a print like this, I could totally make a skirt out of it, I'd never wear it. So for me, the shirt option with the collar in one of my colours is going to mean that it's something that I love, that gets reached for, but I still get to keep the pretty print with the birdies on it.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, you will always find that depending on where you carry your area of curve. So again, the same as yourself, I'm actually, well, you say an hourglass, I'm actually a definitive pear shape. So I carry all my curve on my lower half, so I'm very much curvaceous on my bottom and my thighs and hips. So I'm the same, like I either wear a block of colour like I'm doing today, so it's all over, and then I'll have a high neckline to balance out, and I'm the same, I can't wear print on the bottom. Well, I mean, sometimes I do, but not very often, because again, it just emphasises my curve there. So pattern and bold colours will emphasise curve unless you are wearing it all over. So just if you are more curvaceous on your top half, you would keep your pattern and your colour to the bottom, and again vice versa, if you're the same as myself and Sian, where you've got more curve across the bottom, then you would keep that plainer and keep your pattern up top, and it just really helps to balance out that silhouette.
Yeah, and body shape analysis is one of the services that you offer, that you can bundle in as well with your colour analysis as well. And again, it's another one of those ones that once you've had it done, unless anything drastically changes.
Yeah, I think the body shape for women, again, we go through so many different areas of our life. We go through childbirth, we go through menopause, so those two major factors can sometimes change our body shape, but most of the time is, I mean, for instance, I was hourglass once I'd had children, lost a bit of my bust, so I naturally then progressed to being more of a pear shape. However, I'm finding at the moment I'm going through the opposite, and as I'm coming into my 40s, not just yet, but it will be soon, I'm now finding I'm now finding that I'm like, my boobs are coming back, and I'm like, is this what my version of that's happening?
Yeah,
I mean,
like middle-aged spread but up a bit.
Yeah, basically. I'm like, is this what's happening, or have I just been eating too much chocolate, which is probably more so the case. But either way, yeah, body shapes tend to matter, whether you sort of yo-yo with weight-wise and things like that. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, all we basically look at is where you carry curve, whether you like that curve, whether you don't, and we tailor it to you at the end of the day. Body shape is very individual to the women themselves, and obviously we look at what you're confident with and what you're not confident with, and I can advise you on how to either emphasise or take the eye away from that area of anywhere that we've got areas of concern or anything like that. So yeah, super interesting one to do.
Yeah. We've got 2 more fabrics to show you, and then we'll stop waffling, promise. This one was another one that was going to be pried out of my cold dead hands, and as you can see, I have it on every single base that they offer it on. Every single one. Yes, I have issues, but it's got leaves on it.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been funny if I said, no, you absolutely can't wear it. when you got so much of it.
When you came last time, I was like, if you tell me I can't wear green, we're not going to be friends.
And this was our first meeting as well. I mean, that's not too daunting, is it?
No, not at all. I'm just like, do as you are.
You tell me this, you can go home.
But this is absolutely one of my favourite prints. It's got leaves all over it. I love it. I'm planning, technically, it probably wouldn't be a capsule collection, but I'm planning a collection around this base or this print with all the different bases that I have. So again, you were saying that it's actually more of a navy, like a really
I'd
dark
say it's
navy,
definitely navy.
Which is one of my...
Okay, so so we can see here that within the spring colour palette we have got a navy there. Shana's actually somebody that crosses with the darker navy as well, which is lent from the winter palette, so it's bang on in there with what we're looking at for your particular colour. And again, with the greens, we're very much on the very darker spectrum of the spring palette, almost into autumnal, but that's perfect because you're warm skin tone, so we can totally get away with that.
Yeah, which is good because, as I mentioned, I have a lot of it. Yeah, I'm not ruling out buying more because I have issues. And then the final one that we've got to show you, I think is going to be an interesting one as well, because it's actually this... basically it's a puppy tooth, but you probably can't see that. I will put some close-ups in, but it is grey. Now, grey is not great for springs.
Not at all, no. But we both absolutely love this.
Yeah.
Like, everybody loves the neutral, so grey is a completely neutral colour. However, there's a very specific grey that springs wear, but it's very...
You had a lovely description of it.
Just go
for it.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, we're running out of time. Sorry, yes, you have a lovely description of the grey that
springs can wear. It always reminds me of when you see an elephant on a documentary. They're sort of the grey that they are when they've walked through the mud piles. It creates that. So if you look at the bottom of an elephant when they've, you know, sort of stomped through a mud pile, that's the grey that we can wear. It's literally called warm grey, and it's the only way I can describe that to people. It's quite difficult to come across, but obviously for yourselves, actually you'll find it easier than what I would find purchasing in a shop, because you actually go fabric specific, so you're looking for something that is called warm grey. So this isn't warm grey, but we both absolutely love the print, and it's such a great one to be able to put in your wardrobe because it's such a neutral colour. I mean, I'd literally just put this on top of it, and then we started picking out different, like the dark green, dark teal, emerald turquoise. Yes. I was like, oh, that would look good. And then we were literally just going through the colour wheel going, oh, that would look good, that would look good. Yeah. So again, this is another use of this, is picking out colours that would work for you to then go and look for fabrics to match with it if you don't have the giant stash that Shan has. So again, remembering that your grey is a neutral colour, so don't overthink about what you put with it. This can go with any other colour within your colour wheel. It's just a case of, again, with this, because it's not Shan's specific colour, we would wear it away from the face, and I think the design of the pattern you showed is just perfect. So one of the peeps in the Facebook group had put up this vintage pattern that I'm going to put on screen now for you guys, and it's a vintage pinafore dress, jumper dress, and it's low and away from the neck. It's got a little collar on it, but it's going to be perfect. If I make it long enough as well, I can wear my other dresses underneath of it as a layering piece, and it's going to be perfect for all of the colour. I mean, we've just put the colour wheel down. I'm going to take a photo of it, and the yellow on top of that, like, I really like that combination together. Any of it, because again, don't forget it's neutral, so anything else within your colour wheel is going to look absolutely stunning against that grey. So don't think, or a lot of people think when they wear a grey, like, oh, I've got to wear either black or white with it. Well, yeah, but that's so boring and standard, and you know, you're not here making your own clothes and design your own clothes because you want to be standard. You want to stand out within your individual style and everything like that. So have a play with colours. Just think grey is pretty much neutral, it's void, the same as black and white and cream and oatmeal and tan and navy, and the list goes on. So those are your neutral colours. They can go with anything else in that colour wheel, so add colour on as well to wear next to the skin. And again, this was one of my most expensive fabrics. It's a cashmere suiting, which I'm afraid I bought the last of, so I can't link to it down below. Oh, I already really want some. I'm sorry, but no, it's mine. Cold dead hands! I'm going to teach Nicola how to make a skirt as well. Yes, I'm so excited about this. That might be another video coming up in the future. We haven't discussed that yet. How to see an absolute beginner. I can only sew a straight line, so it's going to be so interesting if I can actually come out of it like, she's actually taught me how to create a skirt for doing this.
Yeah, fingers crossed that works out.
Or how not to do it, basically.
Yeah, if you don't ever see that video, you'll know it went really wrong. But this was another one that I was just like, I know grey's not for me, but I'm not getting rid of it. But yeah, there's ways of making everything work for you.
Absolutely.
That's the thing. You would never say never. Like, for as much as I'm standing here going, oh, if you tell me I can't wear this, we won't be friends. It's not something you would ever say. You would always find a way of making something work.
There's always a workaround, and it's just a case of when you know your colours, moving forward, you can then start purchasing with more decisiveness and start actually feeling confident with the fabrics that you're selecting. And you'll find then that over time, you'll look at your wardrobe and be like, actually, I can clearly now see that this is a spring palette. And like we did with your mum's over there, we can see that her stash is predominantly...
Sorry to put you on the spot, but...
No, not at all. It's predominantly an autumn palette. She's got a few other ones in there because you always are going to have a few other colours in there, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you'll start to find that all of the prints and the fabrics that you've got will become your natural colouring, because at the end of the day, why would you not want to look and feel your best on a daily basis when you can?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's come across in this video, but I absolutely loved the experience. I have loved I'm getting to know Nicola for a start. The actual appointment itself was really, really fun, because it is incredibly daunting to, as you say, turn up and somebody's like no makeup and you feel so vulnerable. You made me feel completely like at ease, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And that's why I've invited you back again, because it's like, you know, nice person. But also I've just loved the experience, and I have loved the confidence that I've had to, as I say, go to the Gold Hawk Road and spend £35 a metre on fabric that I know is going to be... I mean, I actually spent £65 a metre on one fabric, but it was an expensive trip. Yes. But I had the confidence to do that because I had the knowledge that the colours that I was picking were going to be something that works for me, that I could then wear anywhere. And the ones that I've got in my stash that are maybe not necessarily the best colours to be worn right next to my face, I can still make that work. I can still incorporate that into my wardrobe, especially ones that you absolutely love and you spent a fortune on and you're not going to ever get rid of. Mine! So yes, as I've said, if you haven't guessed, I really enjoyed the experience. I paid for the first appointment with my own money, and it's money 100% well spent, and it's going to stand me in good stead for the rest of my life, which is amazing because I plan on sewing for that long as well. So as I mentioned, Nicola's very kindly offered a discount for anybody coming from the KB channel, so KB10, and again I'll have put that up on screen and in the link down below. If you don't use one of the links, don't forget to use that discount code, or at least let Nicola know that you have come from the channel, because the discount will get applied that way as well. Nicola has very kindly offered to give me an affiliate link, which does mean that no extra cost to you. If you do go through any of the KB channels, I do get a small commission on anything that you guys purchase. So thank you very much, Nicola, and thank you very much to you guys as well. So if you've enjoyed this video, you might want to check out this one here.